Hey, everybody. I'm about to become a yogi. Listen to this episode and hear about my journey on gross anatomy. What are we talking about today? What are we doing today?
We are talking about the new year with new resolve,
New
and
year.
I want to hear about your trip to Florida, which pertains to your resolution.
That's our episode, our New Year's resolution episode. And I reveal a very interesting New Year's resolution and a new thing, a crazy thing that the wife and I, the master injector, are about to embark on in our new year. And it's kind of cool and frightening and nutty and goofy. And
And I
you'll
don't
have to
even know
listen to the
about
whole episode to find out about it.
it.
What?
I don't even know about it.
You
I'm
don't
on the
even.
edge of my seat, literally.
I know
Let's
it's
hear it.
ridiculous. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
I do know that you went to Florida because you had to get your license. You were a little nervous about it. You had to take a red eye. It was a whole thing. Can you
Yeah.
tell our audience a little bit about that? But I don't know why you had to get your license in Florida.
But yeah, I was in Florida. Well, I was in Florida twice. I was in Florida for like a second. I took a red eye to go there because I had to go to appear at a hearing to apply for my Florida medical license. Guess what? I'm getting my Florida. Well, no. I've gotten my Florida medical license. I
Nice.
appeared at a hearing, which was pretty scary, actually. Like I had no idea. Like I thought, yeah, you fill out paperwork, you get this whole. But interestingly, I show up. Actually, I was like, the woman who I was dealing with, trying to apply and get this Florida medical license, had said to me, uh, you could withdraw it or your application or come and appear in person. I'm like, okay, I'm going to come and appear in person, which was weird. So I show up, and it's like, there's, you can't do it by Zoom. You can't, there's one time, I guess they meet periodically, the Florida Medical Board. So I have to go in front of the Florida Medical Board, um, at a hotel in like a Marriott, an auditorium in a Marriott hotel in Fort Lauderdale. So I fly in on a red eye to get in. It starts at 8 a.m. I land at 6:30, um, and uh, and I get they send out the agenda beforehand, and it's, I'm not exaggerating. There were like 200 doctors' names on this list trying to get Florida medical license. Luckily, I was like number 30 or in the high 20s or early 30s. So I'm like, okay. But so I get to this auditorium, and I thought it would be like, they call you in. It's like a courtroom, and there's this board in front with desks and microphones and a stenographer, and it's like a hearing. And then there's an audience of 300 people sitting there, and it's not just doctors; it's doctors with their attorneys. And I'm like, did I need to get an attorney for this? And they're calling the roll call, and they call up one doctor at a time, and a lot of them, oddly, have weird stories. They're foreign graduates doing interesting work. A lot of them are kind of um, fringe. Like it almost felt a little fringy. It's definitely, it's almost like it could be a story or a movie or a show. It
Mhm.
was very bizarre. But they're, people who graduated med school in, some unknown country 80 zillion years ago, who's practicing temporary medicine or like with some temporary privilege thing, now trying to get their license. And 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 this medical board is tough. They're like, yeah, we're not approving you, denied, motion denied, done.
Wow.
And like lawyers are there trying to argue their case, and they're like, yeah, thank you, counselor, denied. And I'm like, oh my god. So
Wow.
finally they get to me, and they're like, okay, Dr. Cohen, we see, da 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 da. Okay, you have motion to approve. And that was it. And literally, but I had to swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth
Mhm.
first, but literally all I had to say was, yeah, and they're like, okay, motion to approve. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Bye. But
Wow. Well, I mean, it actually makes me feel a little bit better that they denied some people that might be fringe. Like they're taking it seriously.
oh
But
yeah,
then I'm sure that made you sweat because you're like, what are they going to ask me? Are they, yeah.
yeah. And the reality is, full confession, my first year out of practice, in 2003. So 23 years ago, pretty much now, I got sued. Uh, and I've talked about it, I think, and it definitely made me a better doctor. And we wound up settling, and luckily that was one and only. Uh, and that was what they talked. They said, okay, we see in 2003, we see your practice, we see where you went to school. We saw in 2003 you had a lawsuit, you settled. Okay, motion to approve, and that
Hmm.
was it. But it's interesting how, as doctors, or I think as conscientious as good doctors, people don't realize our mistakes, the things that go wrong, our complications, they stay with us. It's not like the real world where, oh, I made a mistake, I forgot to do something, and people forget their mistakes. In medicine, we learn from our mistakes, we talk about our mistakes, and they stay with us and they haunt us sometimes. And I don't think regular people appreciate that. And I don't think regular people appreciate the fact that, obviously I saw fringe people too, but for the most part, most of us are here really trying to help.
Hmm.
And we go into medicine not because we're looking to make a lot of money. We go into medicine because we want to help people. I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, we go in because we wanted to help people. And things go wrong. We're human, and we make judgments, and things, and people just think, uh, this is my payday, or you maliciously hurt me, or whatever, and it's unfortunate. And
Yeah.
it's part of the problem with healthcare in the world. Actually, in Africa, when I was a fourth year medical student, um, the patients there really appreciated us, and even when we couldn't figure things out, even when things went wrong, where I unfortunately or fortunately practice in this high scrutinized, high visualized community where they're, very educated, very, sometimes, uh, entitled people, uh, and it's an interesting thing. I'm, yeah, I make a nice living. That's a benefit of all that I
Hmm.
do. But our goal is to help you.
They should show that more in like medical TV shows, non-reality shows. Like exactly what you're saying is like that it doesn't go away. Like it comes up like a lawsuit that you had to settle in 2003. Like I mean, shows obviously they got to keep going with the drama, but sometimes it does seem like the doctors in TV shows like it might not matter as much as it actually does.
Yeah, and the truth is, there are plenty of docs and plenty of people who are able to, have it roll off of them. And unfortunately, there are doctors who are a holes and stuff. But I think, and that's what the medical boards are for. But I think, probably 97 to 98% of us really give a hoot, and really went into this to try to just help people. And
Yeah. No, I mean, that's something we can talk about in another episode, but like how tuition is rising, especially for medical school. Like they're saying in the future, medical students are going to have like $400,000 worth of debt.
wow,
So I asked AI, which everyone's doing, I was like, is being a doctor financially worth it? And AI was like, you should go into it if you love it, basically. It was like,
yeah,
it could pay off in the long run, but it's like if you manage your debt correctly.
yeah. No, that's definitely the truth. Is more and more today, it's medicine's not about the money. Even like in the olden days, or in certain specialties, you could make a lot of money. But uh, medicine is, it's a whole life. And I tell my pre-med students, I say, if you love it, if you don't see yourself doing anything else, if that's all you see yourself doing, then that's what you should go into. Kind of like being an actor,
Yeah.
or something. It's, if not, you can't, if you don't see yourself doing anything else, it's not like a fallback career.
Well,
So I have my
so
Florida license. So the good thing is I have my Florida license, and one of my crazy New Year's resolutions, or not a New Year's resolution, but one of the things that, I am, believe it or not, looking to see about trying to open a satellite office somewhere in Florida. I haven't figured out where yet. I'm working on that.
okay.
Um, whether it's East Coast or West Coast of Florida. There's pros and cons of both. Um, my wife, shout out the Master Injector, is over California, and to some degree, I am a little bit too. And a lot of our friends and family have made the move to Florida, whether it's just because of the climate or lifestyle, or just because a lot of our friends and family are moving there, they're moving there, and more are moving there. So,
Mhm.
um, it's on the list, and there's a good chance that I told my wife this morning that hopefully a year from now I'll have some kind of satellite going over there, which will be interesting and
So that's
scary as someone who's been doing this for a long time. It's scary to kind of think about, to some degree, starting over.
But so you would see patients in Florida via like a Zoom, whatever medical app they're on, or how does it work?
No, no, no. I'd actually open a physical office in
Whoa.
Florida and get privileges at a hospital and maybe start operating in Florida, and maybe like in the beginning do like a week or 10 days in Florida and 2 weeks or 20 days here, and kind of just see how that goes, and kind of just see if traction builds.
This is a lot for me to take. I can't. I'm like, you're Mr. I mean, you're not like Mr. LA in a bad way, but I mean, I just know you as living in LA, the New Yorker that lives in LA.
I always joke around that I've become the crazy LA guy, which is the other interest, which isn't which is the really crazy, weird, wacky news thing that's about to start, that Bernice and I are about to do. And I'm not a big fan of talking about stuff before it happens. So both the Florida thing and this thing make me nervous because I'm such a like karma superstitious weirdo. So I'm always nervous about talking about things beforehand. Like I'll try to manifest it, but talking about it makes me a little nervous. But um, we're about to do yoga teacher training sculpt, hot eight sculpt yoga teacher training. So believe it or not, I may become a yoga sculpt instructor.
That's great. I can definitely see you two doing that. That doesn't surprise me. Florida's
Really?
surprising me a little bit
Well, that's the
or a lot.
crazy LA. That's the crazy LA guy that I become this
Yeah.
weird yogi.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, and obviously that can fit in wherever. So, well, congratulations if that's what you guys want to do. I don't know that much about Florida, so
I don't know either. All I know is I have a lot of friends and a lot of family there, and the weather. I like humidity, and I hate the cold. And it's cold in California now, and it's not really cold in Florida.
I don't even want to
Oh
talk to
yeah,
you
you're
about
in
football.
DC. You're like freezing, right?
Yes, we have big puffy jackets now and hats with little balls on the top. We
We
got the
love
whole.
hats with balls. We love ball hats.
Okay, so that's why you're going to Florida, possibly because you might move there permanently.
Well,
We're
we're
not.
gonna try it out. Who knows? We'll have a fun year from now episode, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And so I just had a quick question about licensing. Do you think that they should make like the process easier, or do you think it went the way it should? I mean, it seems like you didn't have that hard of a time.
Amazing question and a great topic to discuss, because the crazy thing about licensing is, like, it's kind of stupid and silly that we actually have to get licensed in each individual state and pay for a thing and apply like that, because the truth is medicine in the US is pretty standard. There's
Hmm.
very little differences in medicine in the US. Maybe in other parts of the world there's differences. But in the US, the medical system, the way we practice, the way we learn in school, it's really the same. So it, it's it's very outdated, it's very antiquated. It's all about, I hate to say, money and power and control. And the fact that one has to actually jump through these hoops and do all of that, I think as long as you have your medical license and it's in good standing, it really you should have whatever the word reciprocity or whatever it's called. You should be able to practice anywhere. Maybe you have to pay a fee, but even that, it doesn't make sense. Um, you should be beholden to one particular place and have to pay that annual fee, and maybe there wherever you maintain your home license should be the one reviewing you annually. But the fact that you have to get an individual license at each place, pay at each place, jump through hoops at each place, that's it's really outdated, and kind of weird. It's
I
definitely kind
think,
of weird.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's not like, I mean, you all pass the boards. It's not like a pediatrician is supposed to do something different
Right.
in California than they do in Florida for
Yeah.
patients. I
Right.
don't know.
And the operation is the same, and the medicine is the same. Now, there are, again, in other countries there are differences in how to practice medicine, but
Right.
in the
That makes
US there are zero. I mean, there's definitely like traditions, and there's definitely like hazing and different kind of customs, but in terms of medicine it's the same.
right. Yeah, I don't understand it either. And some states need doctors more than others, so maybe they should think about this
Yeah.
outdated system a little bit. All right. Well, so you're gonna give me a heads up if you move suddenly to Florida, right?
Yeah, it'll make our podcasting probably easier unless you come back to LA.
No, right? Probably just as you're leaving. Who knows?
Exactly.
Switching posts again.
What about you,
Um,
Lauren Taylor? Any New Year's resolutions for you?
no, this year I'm just trying to like keep up with my goals. I'm just trying to. I mean, I've already started a fitness routine where I do like more hit fitness exercises. I did Pilates today, so
I
I'm just
saw
trying to
that.
be better in general. But so exercise is a common New Year's goal. And I read that doctors are literally prescribing patients a walk outdoors for their mental and physical health. And I was wondering, is that something you ever prescribed a patient? I mean, it's obviously not a real prescription, but like,
No, no,
have you
but yeah,
told patients
more
they
and
need to
more,
get
more
outside?
and more. I'm recommending exercise. In fact, today I had a patient a post thyroid patient who is overweight, who I said who says they're tired and has no energy. I said just buy like 2 or 3 pound dumbbells, and even
Hmm.
while you're sitting watching, and put them on the couch where you watch TV, and even while you're watching TV, do some barbell stuff. What do you call it?
Yeah,
What do you call
curls.
this? Curls. Do some curls, and just
Hmm.
move it around every day, and just get some muscle moving and working. And I told another patient today who said they're exercising, and I said you got it. It's not. It's got to be a 7 day a week thing. It can't be a 3 day a week. It can't be a 5 day a week. It can't be a.
Yeah.
It's got to be a 7 day a week plan to move. It doesn't have to be the same thing every day, but it should be something that gets you sweaty and your heart racing for at least a half hour, ideally an hour, 7 days a week. Now, do you really need to do it 7 days a week? No. But if you're doing it only, if you're saying, oh, I'm doing it only 5 days a week or 4 days a week, and you miss a day or two, then you're not doing enough. Whereas if you're
Hmm.
doing it, and so this is what I tell patients, whereas if you're doing it 7 days a week and you miss a day or two, yeah, you're probably okay. Plus, you want to make
Right.
it a habit in the beginning too. And the only way to make it a habit is to do it every day.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not really having any resolutions. I'm just want everything to be a part of my lifestyle forever, like you're saying. Just exercise.
Any other things? Any other resolutions? I have a whole bunch of stuff
You
actually. What
do
else?
more than already what you're doing. What is it?
Um, well, I started in like September, October, journaling every morning.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. That's
Yeah.
great.
So
But that's
rather
like
than,
already part of your life. That's
it's
you've
now
been
a part of
doing.
my, and now I try to, the only time I don't really do it is if we have company who stays over in the morning, or like we're away.
You
But
don't want
even
to
then
not
I
talk
still
to
try
them
to,
and be like, I'm journaling right
yeah. But
now.
even then, I still try to wake up extra early to do it. So rather, normally I'll like doom scroll during my coffee drinking in the morning. Now
Hmm.
I'll journal, and then whatever time is left, I'll do a drop of doom scrolling. So it's good. It's helped with two things: less time, doom scrolling and doing nothing on the phone, and more time trying to unlock some creativity.
Yeah, I think that's like a lot of people's resolutions is to do less doom scrolling. because that's a problem for a lot of people. Like Travis doesn't want to scroll on his phone anymore, so his resolution is to read more. So I got him a Kindle for Christmas, so
Hmm.
that's part of his uh, resolution. So
It's a good
yeah,
Christmas present.
yeah.
What did he get you?
He actually got me so working out. He got me a new like Pilates mat and bag and some new like shoes that I can use at the gym, that kind of stuff. I know it sounds bad, like your husband got you workout clothes, he thinks you're fat or
Right,
whatever, but
he's trying to tell you something, right?
no, but that's what I wanted. So he got me what I wanted. So he's really just a good listener. But I was thinking about what was that? There was that commercial that got a lot of crap. What was is it the Peloton commercial where like I don't know if it was a Peloton or not. A husband got his wife like a treadmill or something like that. Remember that like a few years ago? And it got a lot of
Vaguely.
because it was like, why would you get your wife exercise equipment for Christmas? And I was like, that's a good gift. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, my wife years ago bought me the Peloton for my birthday. So
Yeah, that's nice.
she was probably telling me trying to tell me something.
I
But the
don't think
funny
it
thing
has to.
is she actually got
Mhm.
it because she thought she was going to use it. I don't think she's ever used it.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
guys both did it together for some reason.
not at all. No yoga. We
Okay.
do yoga together, but no Peloton.
Okay. I'm starting to be able to visualize this Florida life a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, it's
It's
more
what you
about
want.
the Florida life is more about planning for retirement and already being set up. Because I'm I'm up there and I'm up there in age, as crazy as it sounds. So it's more about getting set up and plan to be in the downslope of life. So yeah, it's for
No,
the
I think that's smart. Does she have to get, I mean, I know she's a nurse. Does she have to get licensed there?
she actually has her Florida license. The
Okay.
interesting thing is in Florida, again, she's like the master injector. She's like taught doctors, PAs, NPs, nurses around the world how to do what she does. Like very few people are as
Mhm.
good as she is. And yet in Florida, you can't do what she does as just an RN. She's an RN BSN, but she's not a nurse practitioner. She doesn't have an NP or a PA license. So if she actually wants to do that, she's going to have to go back and get an NP degree maybe. So that's something.
That's ridiculous.
It's
It doesn't
ridiculous,
make
especially
any
since
sense.
she's like, there should be some way she could grandfather in because she's really like world expert, but I think she'd have to do it.
Wow. That's a lot of work
It's a
to,
lot. Yeah.
yeah.
But maybe
I,
she could just do the injections when we're back in LA and we'll go back and, in the beginning, I think it's going to be a back and forth nutty thing. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm open. I'm open for the ride.
I like that you're open to it. It's going to be good. You two
There you go.
together, it's going to be good. It'll
Yeah,
be good.
very much.
So any other resolutions you want to talk about? Anything else?
More yoga. One of my resolutions is to be able to do inversions in yoga. Like do the things where you're like on your. I can't do any of that yet. So
Can you
that
lift yourself on like one hand? Can you do that kind of stuff?
no, I can't do any of that stuff. I'm super
I've
weak.
only seen
So
it in a movie. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, no, but even like to do a handstand or a headstand or the crow. Like so, those are some of my physical goals, my yoga goals, to be able to do that stuff. And hopefully, I've been trying to do it, but not hard enough. But that hopefully this year could be the year I get that stuff.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to put it on Instagram. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
show the world
there you go. It's all
when
on
it
Instagram.
happens,
My
which
whole
it
life.
will.
Yeah.
All right. Just a quick few things. There's some expected nutrition trends for 2026, and I wanted to get your thoughts on them. One was the rise of fiber maxing. So it was like the year of protein. Like last year, everyone's putting
Yeah.
in protein and everything, extra protein. It's supposed to be the rise of fiber maxing, where consumers are focusing on maximizing fiber intake, beans, seeds to support gut health and weight management. I imagine you're pro, right? You think that's not bad?
I mean, I don't know about the trend of it, but I definitely think, in fact, I heard today on the radio They were talking about the food pyramid and all that stuff. So um, I think I didn't hear it all, and it was hard to tell exactly what they were saying, but they were saying we need to focus more on fruits and veggies, which is fiber,
Right.
and less processed crap. So I agree with all of that. Fruits, veggies, fiber, less processed stuff. That's totally the way to go.
Right. And I feel like I know you work with colorectal surgeons. Like I feel like there's they're always pushing fiber. No?
Fiber is very important for our gut health, for our pooping health. But the interesting thing about fiber is, a lot of people take Metamucil as a supplement, or Miralax as a supplement to try to help them be regular. The interesting thing about both fiber in general and those fiber supplements is that if you have a high fiber consumption without enough water, you'll actually bulk up your poop and potentially lead to constipation.
Mm.
So the goal with it is to drink a lot of water. You need water with that fiber. I mean, think of like pipes. If you're just putting stuff in the pipe without enough water, things are going to get clogged. So
Hmm.
it's really important that if you're upping your fiber intake, and you're doing it especially to have regular good bowel movements, up your water intake. And it's not just water in between, like in the middle of the day. It's water with your meals. When you're consuming that fiber, have a lot of water. So people don't realize that, and that's really important.
Okay. No, that's good. That's a good tip. I don't know if I realized that.
Nobody knows it.
Another expected trend of 2026 is GLP-1 friendly eating. Basically, the industry is pivoting to support the millions of people using Ozempic or drugs like Ozempic. So they're like smaller portions and that prioritize fiber and protein to prevent muscle loss.
Very much. And doing some light weights. That's where weights come in too. Um, it's very important.
So those are the trends. Oh, another one is bioharmony nutrition, where it focuses on clean caffeine like matcha and anti-inflammatory whole foods. So something that seems simple, not bad for you either. I
All
don't know.
all reasonable stuff. No wacky. None of those are wacky yet. No wacky
Mhm.
trends yet.
Yeah, yet that's true. It's key. But yeah, so that's it for our resolutions and trends and
Well, what about our any entertainment resolutions? Anything like that?
well, I wanted to get to what we watched. One of our resolutions was to finish Stranger Things. Did you
Yes,
do it?
we did. Although I heard there's going to be some. Is it true or like a fake thing? I saw today that maybe there's going to be one more episode. Did you see that?
No, that sounds fake. Really?
It
Well,
might be fake. It might be
I
fake.
wouldn't put it pat. I hated how they like separated them. I kept thinking like the last package was gonna be the last package. You know, you like had to watch them on Thanksgiving. Then I was like, oh, Christmas Day finally will come. Oh no, now you got to wait till New Year's Day. I was like, what
Yeah.
is this?
And today or yesterday, I saw something that there's going to be some final thing, but it could be a total fake out thing. I have
I
no idea.
mean, I it's possible, but I read an interview with the Duffer Brothers and they said that this is it for this cast. For these characters, you'll never see them again. They're done with this. But what they are making is something I don't know if it's in the future. I don't know what year it's supposed to be in, but it's going to be about The Rock. You know how they didn't get into the I don't know if it was dark matter, whatever Henry
Yeah,
touched that he
yeah.
became, they never got into it.
I hated
So
that. We
I
had
did
no
too.
idea who that guy was, what that thing was, what any of that was. Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know if that guy is gonna come up, but it's gonna go into like The Rock. That's all they said, and I was like, well, thank you, because like that's what I'm like. Where what is this? It all happened so fast and not fast enough at the same time. It was a lot.
Oh, that'll be good. What do you think of it?
I thought it was good. I thought it was weird. Some of the timing, like I felt like it was like some scenes dragged a little, and then some were just like with The Rock, nothing was explained, and I was like, what is happening now? So I don't. I thought the pacing was off. I guess that's what I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why the the scene where the world starts melting, why all of a sudden it stopped melting.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Stranger Things. You can't think about it too hard. But I did like to. I did like knowing that they are gonna kind of still continue this universe in a way. So maybe we'll understand more someday.
Yeah. I'm a little sad we didn't see Paul Reiser back.
Well, I swear I thought I saw him in a van, but I didn't Google it. I was gonna Google did he die? I assumed he died, right?
I don't think he died. No, I think he got arrested or something like that, but we didn't, there was no follow up with him. And there was no
Yeah.
follow up with the crazy guy who drove the bus. Like they had this whole, like, they showed everybody, at the end how they're happily ever after, but they didn't
Yeah.
show the goofy guy. What was his name?
The pizza dude. Yeah, I guess there's just too many
Pizza
characters.
dude?
Was he the guy that delivered pizza? That was
Oh
like,
no, no, not that guy. Like the
uh,
main, he was one of the main characters in this season. The guy with the balding with
oh
the
yes,
hair.
I agree. I agree. Why am I blanking on his name? All of a sudden, he's my like favorite
He was the
character.
one who was driving the truck for everybody.
Yes, 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 yes.
They didn't they didn't show anything about him. Like
I
all of a
know.
sudden he was a main character, but they didn't give him a wrap up, which was kind of
His name
strange.
isn't Murray. Is that
Murray,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, he was at their graduation sitting next to the teacher. So I just assumed that they're friends still. I don't know.
Oh,
But yeah, I wanted more for his ending too. I agree with that.
yeah. And I wanted a better ending for Steve. Steve was kind of my favorite character.
He was, and he just you don't think it's kind of what do you see Steve doing? Like, what did you expect?
He turned out to be like Han Solo. So I wanted him to be more of a Han Solo kind of guy at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect him to be a gym teacher, but I yeah, I
I
guess
don't
it
know.
worked.
Yeah, or maybe have let him find love. Let him. I mean, he talked about some girl, but like it would have. And I loved his and Dustin's friendship. So
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Well, it was cute that you got to see him show up at like Dustin's school with like a trailer. Like they could still go
right,
camping. They're friends. That was
right.
nice
That was
because we
cute.
needed that. I felt like. So then, spoiler, obviously, all of this. I think everyone's watched Stranger Things by now. But do you think 11 is alive or dead?
Oh yeah, that was interesting. I did like that part. I actually liked
I
that
did too.
he in the storytelling he said in his universe she's still alive. It would have been nice to then show her really alive somewhere. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it could go either way. I don't know. I don't know. But the
I
other
thought,
character, number, what was she, 10 or 11 or 12, that girl?
yeah,
What was the point of
I,
her? I don't think
I,
she had much of a point. It was kind of blah.
yeah. So the point of her would be is if 11 really was alive, that's how
Right.
she could do it. So
That would be the only
I think
point.
she is alive, but they asked the actress Sadie Sink who plays Max, and she was like, she's definitely dead. So everyone has
Mm,
their own opinion, I guess,
yeah,
which is the point. And the
interesting.
Duffer Brothers won't say, obviously, it's whatever you want it to be, but which is creative and fun, but also a little frustrating.
Yeah, good stuff.
But I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It definitely wasn't Game of Thrones, but I liked it.
But Game of Thrones, people were, I feel like, more torn on that ending than they were in this
Oh
one.
yeah, that was a horrible ending. But I mean, in terms of caliber of series, it wasn't Games of Thrones.
No, but
No,
I do enjoy the Stranger Things world. So
it was a fun one. Oh, you know what I liked in terms of that, and I wanted to see more of it. And I don't know if it was deliberate. Getting back to the melting world scene thing, where the two of them are deciding not to get married. It reminded me of Star Wars when is it Luke, Leia, and Han Solo are in
oh,
the
yeah.
trash compactor
Mhm.
and it's caving in. And I thought they were doing that to some degree because at one point they made a Star Wars reference. So I thought that they were paying homage to that, and I would have loved to have seen them wrap it up similarly, that
Mhm.
scene rather than it just stop. Because
Yeah.
that's what I was kind of waiting for, like some kind of nod to that.
Yeah, I mean, I need a lot more explanation of whatever that was, but it
Yeah.
was fun.
Hmm.
But
So
I'm
maybe,
sure there is Star Wars in it. I mean, there's so many movies in all of that. Like you
yeah.
spoke about last time, Levin's outfit is a nod to the Goonies, so it's all in there.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening to this episode where we recap our New Year's resolutions and the crazy things I'm about to be doing.
Thanks, everyone.